So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about addiction. One thing that I can say is addiction doesn't really run heavily in my family, but one thing that I can say is there was a time in which my mom had been taking these pain medicines that I think they were called Vicodin. In which she was taking them almost twice a day when the only dosage is like once a day, but it wasn't really anything major. Then when I was thinking about addiction, I was thinking about my mom again when she was addicted to Reese's, but Reese's is not really an addiction either. But it was. She wanted the Reese's almost every day, every hour. Like we would get like 3 things of like the 4 packs of Reese's. Anyway, one thing I can say about addiction is when I was younger, I had fake asthma, okay? And when I'd had the asthma, they prescribed me medicine. When they discovered that I didn't have asthma, they did discover that I could have a sense of ADD. When I had run all the tests for the ADD, with that, I had been prescribed Adderall. It was like 30 milligrams. And I was 12. So the average person only gets like maybe 20 to 30, but the average person's age range is probably like 19 to 20 to get that dosage. Me being so young with a 30 milligram pill, it would keep me like that. Like, I don't know what they thought I had, but I was literally nonstop up, couldn't go to sleep, couldn't do anything, couldn't stop. So every time I would try to go to sleep, I would count sheep, I would count anything. Couldn't go to sleep. One thing I can also say is to cope with that, they had told me that I could just take, maybe Tylenol PM. Well, they shouldn't have told me that because for over a 2.5 month span, I was taking Tylenol PM every night and I was taking them like I couldn't go to sleep without them. Like I couldn't take naps. I couldn't do anything without them. And it came to a point in which they were noticing that my blood pressure was going up. And one of the key things that I made in Tylenol, they had seen that that's what was rising my blood pressure. When they ran the test, they couldn't figure out what it was. And I didn't think that it was the Tylenol, so I never really mentioned it. So for like over a month, they were trying to figure out what was going on. And it was just mute. So what we had to do was I had to go to a brainologist, whatever those people are called that run tests through the brain. And they realized that the doses that they were giving me for the Adderall is what was tying into my issues with the pain, the Tylenol. So because I was having such an issue with the Tylenol, they had wanted me to send me to like an insane asylum or a psychiatric ward of the hospital because I was so like panicky without the Tylenol. At one point when I was in the hospital, it was like I was waking up in my sleep telling the doctors or cursing out the doctors and telling them that I needed the Tylenol. There was a point I remember that I was screaming because I wanted the Tylenol. I don't know what I had to do in order to stop taking the Tylenol. I really don't remember. Other than I had to be with my doctor almost like every other week. But I was so young, they didn't really want to put me on like other harsh like trials like the older people. But it took like over like 2 months to actually completely get me to stop. Because I feel like I had to take like one Tylenol and then that would like help me. Then I would take like some other sleep deprivation pills and I think over time, I stopped taking the Adderall. Then they realized I didn't really need the Adderall. And yeah, here I am, sleeping like a baby. But any other addiction, nobody really around me has faced addiction. I just watch a lot of TV about it, and when I sometimes think about it, I just deal with people trying to commit suicide. Like my mother. That's really it. But anywho, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed my video. Okay.